Good evening, guys. I hope everything is in order. I am being told that the connection is excellent. If there is anybody in, can you let me know in the comments in the chat there if you can hear me and if the comments and if it's all working, if you can see the screen, if everything is working. I have been messing about with OBS of late because I am considering a brand new series, and so that meant a few tweaks to OBS, but I hope that I have actually put everything back properly and that we are getting good audio and good visuals here. So welcome back, guys. Always good to see you. Always good to do these live streams. Here we are at Notts County. And if you can recall, if you do recall, we've had the last two episodes. Hey, Andy, good to see you, mate. How are you doing? Are you playing as we speak? And so, although things look good, one of the things that has been happening over the last couple of episodes are these results here. Tranmere, who were in 18th in the league, and then Colchester, who were in 17th in the league. We were going on these runs, and then when we were coming across a team right down at the bottom, we were losing those games. And that is pretty much how I'd been seeing things as they had been developing this season. Without those, we would have hardly a blemish in terms of how we're playing. I have gone away since we had that defeat against Colchester, and I played 2 games. And the reason why I played 2 games is because I wanted to play them in full match. And regardless of what happened, I was going to play those 2 games off camera. Oh, you're going to do your hometown, Andy. I wish I could actually watch that with you. That would be so cool. Just keep me posted, man, on how that is going. If there is a lower league database, I do believe that Knapp Hill is part of the lower league database, which is where I live. So stand by your beds. You never know when you might be seeing Knapp Hill as a rebuild or something. That'd be so much fun to do your hometown. Okay, so yeah, I did play these 2 games in full match, and the reason that I did that was because in full match I'd forgotten how much easier the game is to play when you are in full match, and you get to see what's going on. Now, I don't actually even know. I've been visiting a lot of forums of late trying to figure this out. I don't even actually know if it's a representation. What you see is a representation of the game. I'm going to do some research on that and look at all the stats, the analysis, play games, have a look at the stats analysis at the end of the games and see if it actually ties up with what I've actually seen. So we're going to do some research on that. But it does seem a lot easier when you look at the game in full match. And we got 2 results. Swindon, who were, they were 5th. No, we're 3rd in the league at the time, and we beat them at home 3-2. It was a tough fixture. We went 3-0 up. Absolutely dominated them. When I was playing in full match, I was able to work out how we like to play best. We dominated the game, but it was a tale of that second half again, and things changed in the second half, and they came back at us, got 2 goals back, but we held on to a 3-2 victory. In all other aspects, we dominated the game. Possession, shots on target, our XG was much better. We created 2-1 clear-cut chances. We pretty much dominated them. We deserved to win the game, but it was close in the end. And then against Barrow. Barrow were 24th in the table. This was a big one. And it was about working out how we want to play. And so I started off where I'd left off against Swindon, playing the way that I thought they wanted to play. And again, we dominated the game. Shots on target were good. XG was good. Possession was excellent. They do want to play a possession game, this team. And it might be that we have to just let them play. E20 England level 10. I'm going to go and have a look and download that, Andy. I think I've got a couple of mods to do. I've done face packs. As you can see, I've got all the faces now. I've done kits. I've done the trophies. And I've done the clubs. And I've what do I want to do next? I want to do new gen faces next, but that will come later because we're not anywhere near that yet. And there's one other thing that I want to do. Or maybe I haven't done kits yet. I thought I'd done kits, so I'm going to download kits at some point. So getting there. But it would be nice to have the new database going down 10 leagues. So that would be fun. How are you doing with Wimborne? Is it good? Is it good? Boy, I can imagine 4-4-2, lump it up the pitch. Good tactic. Or maybe a 4-2-3-1 will work. Just lump it up the pitch. That's the way to do it. And then, so yeah, I'm getting those mods sorted out. Getting back to the tactic. Get easily sidetracked here. What I've decided to do, what's really interesting, is pushing the line much higher up. Meant that we controlled the last two games a lot better. And when I was watching it in full match, actually compressing this area of the pitch, although we are not counter-pressing and we're not counter-attacking anymore, just compressing this area of the pitch and playing here meant that we had a huge amount of the ball and were able to put pressure on their back line. We had numbers supporting each other up front, and it seemed to work. And so it's just basically a controlled possession. We're not counter-attacking. I realized that we're vulnerable in transition when we let the ball, when we lose the ball, when we start to counter. We're very vulnerable on the transition. So we don't go rushing, bombing up and down the pitch. We're just playing very patient. I believe this suits what Notts County want to do. So if it's what they want to do, then we're going to let them play this way. We are in third. We shouldn't complain. We're a promoted team. And we are in third place. And in terms of the season preview, we are expected to finish in third. And it's very unusual for a promoted team to be expected to finish as high up as that. But obviously the pundits fancy them and think they are a very good team. They're a very small squad, though. It is a small squad. And we do have injuries. Although it's not as small as I thought it was. I'd like to get some of these injuries back. Jody Jones, I'd like to have him back. But at the moment, we're doing okay. And we do have a few games to get through today. We've got Doncaster in the... What is this? EFL Trophy. I think that is what they used to be known as the Papa John's Trophy. I'm pretty sure of it. And so... It's a game that we are going to rotate the team. I really am not bothered about the Papa John's Trophy. It really doesn't make much difference to me. We're going to rotate the team. And I'm going to think about this, focus play down the middle. If I was playing in full game, full match, I'd be looking at that because in our passing, in our pass maps, most of our passing is going wide, and there's a little bit of a gap in the middle. So I'm not sure we're using these two creative players down the centre as much as we should be. So I'll be keeping an eye on that as we go along. We would just let the assistant do this for today. And we will go and... No, actually, I will make some changes here. He has a weak left foot, so we'll turn him onto his left foot. And the other fullback has a weak right foot, so we'll turn him onto his right foot. And these boys, these are obviously the danger men, these midfielders. We just want to close him down, I think. Just close him down at DM. Just make him feel uncomfortable. And then we're looking for passing. He's got very good passing for this level. has a weak left foot, so we'll type mark him in left foot. He has very, very good passing for this level. And his partner, probably a box-to-box. Yeah, it looks more like a box-to-box player to me. So we won't do anything with him as yet. And then the up front, good pace for this league. They are a team that are struggling at the bottom of League Two. So this is another game where we're probably going to lose. They are right at the bottom. He doesn't have strength or bravery in any sort of value. So we are going to hard tackle this boy. Hard tackle him. And then the other winger, probably much the same. We're going to hard tackle him as well. Just to let them know that they're in a match. And then the striker, he's decent for this level, finishing. I think we'll probably just leave him alone. Just don't do anything for the time being. And so I think we're ready to go and play some football here. And hopefully we will get a win here. This is a game where we are playing a team much lower than us in the league again. And so these are the games that we really, really struggle with. And I think that's a good thing to say. We need to show them. I need a strong defence out there. We need to dominate the midfield. And I'm looking for an edge. We've got one complacent, which is Tipton, I believe, is complacent out there. Which is not great. And hopefully we will win this game. We are top of our group in terms of the, I'm going to call it the Papa John's Trophy. And I'm already looking at, they are playing mostly down the left-hand side, early doors, and they are beating us at the moment. And we have to be a lot better, but we do have the first highlight. And Penny is going to whip in the corner to the near post, and it has headed away. And let's get a goal, boys. Let's soothe everybody's... I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Let's soothe everybody's nerves. It's a rotated team, but it's a team that's capable. Players of the likes of Bowden, who hasn't been able to get into the first team of late. Cameron is still there. Pett is still there. And we have scored. And Dan Crowley, who's beginning to feel a little bit concerned about his playing time, he has put us 1-0 up. It's a game against Doncaster, who are in League Two, in the same league as we are. But they are not playing very well in the early stages of the season. We have taken the lead, and that's all I can ask from these boys. And it is interesting that playing high up the pitch, which is something I wouldn't consider for a team like this because of their lack of pace. But if we put it in full highlights, you'd be able to see. I think what we'll actually do, because there's not many people in here, we'll just put it in full highlights, and you'll see just how much we control the game. And you can see the lines and how compressed the lines are. And it means that when we get the ball, because we've got this very controlled passing game, and it's very short, very low tempo, once we get the ball, we hold on to it for long periods of time when we get the ball, of course. And we have to be patient in terms of getting the ball as well. We're not going to be running around like fools, looking to take the ball off them. We're going to wait for them to make mistakes, as they've done there. But we've given away a free kick, unfortunately. So that's the idea. And if we can get hold of the ball, you'll see how compact it is. You can see how compact those lines are. And we've totally compressed the space by going much higher. Oh, come on, give us the ball. I'm talking about how well we do when we have the ball. You've got to give us the ball. Here we are. We've been patient. We've got the ball back. Now it's all about patience again. And we need to... I don't know what he's doing. He shouldn't be doing stuff like that. We should be just passing it around. But we also should be getting a lot of players in the area just outside the penalty area. And I'm hoping it will show that when we keep the ball, we keep it for long periods of time. And it's simply because we are playing so high up. And we will win this ball again. And now slow it down. And where's his support? He needs to find support. I'm passing it around. This is what we do. And when we look at it in full match, you can see this happening all the time. We're just passing it around. We keep the ball for long periods of time. This is unusual. What they're doing at the moment is unusual. Spraying passes over the top. I'm not quite sure why they're doing that. They shouldn't be doing that. Maybe that's the opposition disrupting us with a press, maybe. But we are keeping the ball really well. And once we get it, we just pass it around, look for an opportunity very patiently. And what I've done is push the defensive line right up. So it's closed that gap. There's a very little gap between the forwards and the defence. And that's made the difference. It does make us vulnerable, I think, to counter-attacks. But so far, so good. And you can see we are just keeping the ball. We're winning because we're so compact. Every time it comes out, we're winning that second ball. And they really are struggling. Doncaster really are struggling to get out of their half now, which means that we are playing the game totally in this area of the pitch. And I think it's quite powerful, this much higher line. I've never used it much, once or twice. But I kind of like what I'm seeing. Because our defence is pretty much inside their half. And that means we are playing the game way up the pitch. And causing them all sorts of problems. What's the referee given? Nothing. Why did he run away? It's an interesting decision he made. But there's that ball over the top, which can cause problems. Let's go back to key highlights. But you can see how we are actually playing now. And it seems to suit Notts County. They are a passing team. And by setting them up in this way, they seem to be controlling the games a lot better. Patient build-up is another one. Look behind, get it into the box. Chance at the far post, not quite. And we're just winning these second balls as well, and that's because of the high line that we're keeping. And it all looks efficient. Doncaster have not had the ball in such a long time. And it looks very, very efficient. Just supporting each other, passing, moving inside. There's a goal coming here. Surely there's a goal coming here. And that is how we're playing football. I like the look of this. I really do like the look of it. It is flawed because the line is so high. And I worry that, especially when Swindon suddenly decided to play differently in the second half, they got 2 goals back right at the end. It is a concern when the line is really high. But that looks really, really good to me. That football is really good. And what's interesting is, it's a shame James isn't here, because what's interesting is that Doncaster are a team, even though it's a cup game, they are a team that are in the bottom 3 of the league. And we're beating them quite easily, although the stats don't suggest that. It does appear to me, though, that they've had very little possession, and what chances they've had have been low XG chances. So I'm happy how we've dominated possession. Let's keep doing that. I just need to be very careful. Just got to be very careful. The opposition changed the way they play in the second half. And because I can't see how they're playing, because I'm just getting this screen, I need to keep an eye on where they are. And are they pushing us back, or are we still maintaining this high line? We're still maintaining our high line. They're not able to push us back. We, I think, still have the match momentum. I think it might be fairly even. That hasn't caught up yet. But it's time, I think, make some changes now and just try and hold on to this 2-0. Matt Penny is tired. It's a Chickson or chicken. And my mouse is getting trapped again. And who else is tiring? Midfield is playing really well. Tipton isn't having the best game of all, but I want to leave him on because I don't want to. I want to rest. I want to rest. Oh no, I can bring on Rawlingson actually. Give him a game. And Randall is not playing very well. So we need perhaps to do something about him, but I can't do anything about him, which is unfortunate. Can Austin play? Yeah, Austin can play on this side. And then he can come on here, and then that solves that. And I think that's all the subs I'm allowed in this competition. Just check that. No, I can make more subs. But we'll give it a... We won't use them all yet. I've learned that as well. We'll keep some just in case we pick up an injury. And here you can see that Doncaster are starting to come back into the game now. So what I'm going to do, what has worked, is just to pull the line down a little bit. Not much, but just a little bit. So that we give ourselves a sporting chance if they're going to put long balls over the top. And that, hopefully, will work. And this is a team that we've struggled to beat previously, that we've now beaten 2-0. And this new system that I've managed to put together, maybe this is the way forward. This is very slow catching up this match momentum at the moment. It's not showing me what's happening, but we have won the match. And nice work, everyone. That was good. And we have gone to the top of the group. How have Carlisle got 5 points? How do they manage to get 5 points and we've only got 6? Is it something to do with goals they've scored or something? I don't know. What did they do in their game? Maybe they get a bonus point for goals scored or something, which we're not getting. I don't know. Anybody know what that's about? Do they get a bonus point? Because getting 5 points from 2 games is impossible, isn't it? Okay, so we have won. Now we get back to league business. And we have some tough games coming up. Mansfield, Gillingham, Newport and Wrexham. The 2 Welsh teams coming up. That will be quite fun. So, Mansfield, Gillingham, where are they in the table? Mansfield 7th, Gillingham 15th, and then we have the 2 Welsh teams, Wrexham and Newport are in 9th. Newport doing really well. Good evening, Ben. Nice to see you, my friend. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Been a while, but glad you're still around, mate. And so, in terms of the schedule, we're doing okay. Just that one blot. And I think if we had been playing the way we are playing at the moment against those 2 teams, we wouldn't have lost those games. We need to rest them, I think. Let's rest the team. Where's the squad? And we will rest that bunch. We don't need to rest Randall. He came off early. He's okay. Tipton's looking okay. We'll just rest those. I always like to rest them when I have a midweek game. It just... it just gives them an edge in terms of fitness. Crowley, he's not going to like it. Oh, he didn't react badly. And the board are happy. I don't know why the boards ever get happy, but they do. And Nottinghamshire's live. Rob King having ticked off. Oh, God, I hate these questions. FM, tidy up these questions. We all believe in ourselves. That's what I always say. We all believe in ourselves here. We're having a good time. Tidy up these questions. Targets future glory. Of course I target future glory. In the process of changing jobs, are you sick of travelling? No, always being away. Well, of course. Why not, Ben? Why not? And to be fair, I mean, you do spend a lot of time away, and that must have been getting you down. But yeah, at the end of the day, you've got to go with what you feel is best for you. And yeah, become a driving instructor. Why not? And hopefully the money's good, and you'll have a good time doing it. Why not, Ben? If it means your life will be a little bit easier, go for it. Have you had time to play any Football Manager, Ben? I know Andy's playing it all the time. Andy just can't stop playing it at the moment. Every time I go on to record something, Andy is already on there. I think he's playing it more than me, which is quite interesting. Could be of use to the under-21s, okay. Could become better than Richard Brindley, Cisse. But he's not that good, is he? 17 years old. Only 2.5 star potential. I don't know what he's talking about. It could be one hell of a job. Yeah, okay. Teaching, no matter what you're teaching jobs are always an hell of a job. They are terrible jobs. Who'd be a teacher? You have to have you got the patience of a saint, Ben? You need the patience of a saint. So I agree with this. Brindley and Baldwin coming in at the back. Brindley and Baldwin coming in at the back. Let's put our first team out. Baldwin and Cameron at the back. I would say, I'm not sure with Bostock and Palmer, but name Nemain, yes. Goldrick and Longstaff, not going to argue with that. Nemain, McGoldrick and Nemain. They've had a good rest now, so they should be good to go. Nemain, McGoldrick, Randall, and where's my man? Langstaff. And the only other thing then is Jody Jones. Oh, he's gone off on international duty now, just when he's returning to fitness. When's he coming back? 17th of October. He'll be back for the next game. But that's as good a team as I can put out, I think. Macari, Chickson at the back. Tipton as the sub. Palmer. I just want to check that the two midfielders, Bowden's form. He got better in his last game, but that was only Doncaster. Dan Crawley form is very good. So I think Crowley should be playing. So maybe Crowley can come in as our box-to-box. His form is very, very good. And then Matt Palmer. He's a very good box-to-box, though. But he can play as the DLP. He's got good passing vision. So I would say let's play Palmer and Crowley. That would suit me a little bit better. And then I just need maybe Sam Austin to come in there, who can play on either side. £32 an hour, Ben. That's pretty good. Is that what people get charged now for driving lessons? £32 an hour. Blimey. And people have to do it. You don't get a chance to, you don't get to say, oh, I don't think I'll bother learning to drive, I'll just drive. You've got to do it. Well, good money. Bostock enjoys big matches. And Palmer instead of Crowley. Ooh, Crowley could go up here for McGoldrick, I suppose. But McGoldrick is a good player. He could be right. I think my assistant is right. Palmer in here, who is a very good box-to-box player. He's a natural box-to-box. And then Bostock, who is a natural playmaker. Just concerned I'm not rotating enough. But we'll go with what he says. Randall's doing a good job on the wing, with Jody Jones being out. Just got to avoid getting injuries. Crabtree, goalkeeping coach, signs for Notts County. We'll take some of that. What the hell is this formation? This is one of the most successful tactics, Ben, that I have ever devised. It's called the asymmetric 4-1-2-1. And it could be called an asymmetric 4-3-3 even. I often refer to the midfield and up front and the defence. It could be a 4-3-3. But it's one of the great things about this is that it creates tons of space on the right-hand side. And if you keep your eye on it, you will see overlaps, 2-to-1 overlaps, 3-to-2 overlaps on the right-hand side constantly. And that's why it works so well. I've been using it for almost a year. And a lot of people out there are using it now. 14,000 views that video had. And a lot of people have commented on how good it is and how much success they've had with it. I have adapted it to this Notts County team, and we don't do anything, basically. You can see the intensity is very low. So it's shorter passing. They like to pass. We're slightly lower tempo. We're not dribbling. We're just going to pass it. Be more disciplined. We want to stick to what we're doing. And in transition, we are not counter-pressing. We're just going to stay where we are and not run around like headless chickens. We're going to hold our shape, because that is the most dangerous thing in FM, is when you are counter-attacking and you lose the ball and suddenly you've got 7 players up the pitch and you're vulnerable back here. So instead of countering, we're just going to hold our shape. It's really patient, slow the game down. And with the really strange thing about this is you'd think that we'd have the lines back a bit, but we are pushing the lines now right up, and the idea is to compress this space inside their half. We're playing between the penalty area and the halfway line, and we've got bodies in here now, and we seem to be holding on to the ball really well. Trigger pressing, yeah, we want to press them while we're up here, but we're only going to press them. We're going to be patient, wait for them to make mistakes. And that's how we are doing it at the moment. It's and the results that we're getting have been very good. The only problems that we've had are these games where we lost against teams who are at the bottom of the league. But against Barrow, who were in 19th, I think, or 20th, we seem to have put that right, and they put that right by pushing the line up. Rejected. Poor thing can't go and get his badge. So it works. And if you've never seen that tactic, Ben, there is a video on the Unstoppable 4-1-2-2-1. It's not a plug and play. It's just a shape. You have to mold your team into it. Change the roles. Sometimes I use an advanced forward. Sometimes I use a pressing forward. Your team needs to adapt to it. It doesn't work straight away. You have to build it up. You have to find players that fit it. For example, in these two positions are crucial. You need people who can tackle and who can mark. And their passing is irrelevant, really. Their creativity. They need to win the ball. And because he's a DLP, he's invariably got some passing and creativity with him. And so he's able to spread the ball around. It just looks lovely when it's playing, when it's working well. And I do believe that, well, we shouldn't say anything, but I did see a video, and I think Andy saw it as well, where Zealand has come out with a video with exactly the same shape. I've been using this for a year now, so I am definitely before him. And he's changed some of the roles a little bit. In principle, it's the same, because he even said in his video that it creates tons of space down the right-hand side. And that's what I found it did when I came up with it a year ago. That's why I found it worked so well. So I hope that answers the question, Ben. And I have tweaked it for this Notts County to enable them to pass the ball around. Well, I would say this is lower leagues. I would say that League 2 is lower league. They shouldn't be able to play complex systems at this level. And the thing about it, Ben, is that it really is just how it came about was the 4-4-2 I was using wasn't working, and the 4-2-3-1 wasn't working. So if you think about it and you push those and squeeze them together in the middle, this is what might happen if you squeeze them. This is what might pop out. So it's not a complex tactic, and none of these positions are anything like complex. We got a full back on one side, a wing back on the other, two central defenders, got a DLP and a box to box. These are not complex roles. We have a winger on one side, an inside forward on the other. It was a shadow striker when the tactic came out, but now, because I've had to tweak it for Notts County, they don't really have a shadow striker, so it's an attacking mid and then an advanced forward. So these are not complex positions. The only problem for a lower league team is that they've got to be able to pass the ball. And this was ideal for Notts County, because Notts County, in real life, are a team that pass the ball. And it's backed up by the comparison. When you go into the squad comparison, you have a look at their passing and their vision. And generally, overall, the ability of the back line to pass and the midfield to pass, it's quite good in terms of the league. So really, it was a good tactic for this Notts County team. If you're going to play a passing game, controlled passing game, then you need to be able to pass the ball. But where you haven't got players who can pass the ball, I have played it like this before. So with a slightly shorter, which is a little bit more direct. This is more of a balanced style rather than slightly shorter. It's only slightly shorter because it's narrow. And that will work as well. You've got to tweak it for the team that you have. It's not a plug and play by any means, but there's a lot of people out there using it. And I've had lots of comments from people saying, does it still work in 24? I'm using it. It works really well in 24. Managing National League. IQ of a carrot. I think what you might have to do, Ben, is just push that up a little bit. And you might have to then just like look at you're in transit and counter rather than hold your shape, because you're going to need them to progress the ball at speed, and because they're not great passers or blessed with great game intelligence, that's what you might have to do with that. The shape will work. The shape will work for anybody without any bother. And the reason why I'm putting that here is because it just tells your players, like, when there are throw-ins and set pieces, take your time, be patient. And that's what that time wasting does. Just lets us settle, get into position, get into shape. And yeah, it's a very, very simple tactic, Ben. It's pretty much a 4-4-2. If you brought this player down here then and pulled him up, you pretty much got a 4-4-2, or you pretty much got a 4-2-3-1. So it's a very simple shape. It just for some reason creates tons of space on this right hand side, and hopefully we will see some of that during this episode for Ben. I don't know why we get these 2-on-1s. Push higher up. I'm already up as high as it possibly can go. I don't think I can go any higher, can I? He's off the tackles, yeah. Fair enough. I can't go any higher. Can I? A much higher line? I can't push it higher up, you donkey. Ah, boy, what is he talking about? And let's have a look. It's another team that's going to sit back this, and I do not like teams who are going to sit back. And I'm going to close him down. For some reason, I feel like I've got to close him down. Aaron Lewis. Oh, an old Newport name from last season, right at the beginning of last season. Aaron Lewis. Very good player, actually. He went on to play in the Championship, Aaron Lewis. Never quite made it into the Premier League. I think he played 2 games for me in the Premier League, but wasn't ever good enough. I'd like to sign him, Aaron Lewis, to scout him. I think he's an excellent fullback. I'd like to sign him. I don't know what he's talking about. I tell you why. I have no idea what he's talking about. I cannot go any higher up the pitch than where we are. It just doesn't make any sense. And I think we'll do nothing with Aaron Lewis. He's a very good player. I don't want to do anything. I'm just going to close this boy down. He has very good passing and vision. I think he might be a DLP. So I will type mark him rather than close him down. He might be their creative outlet. Lewis Brunt. Lewis Brunt is also a good passer of the ball. So I'll type mark him as well. And this other guy then is probably a box-to-box, is he? Yeah, it looks more like a box-to-box. So we'll just close him down. Just close him down. And he will probably be a creative player. Not really. Has a long shot on him, so we'll close him down. Does he have a weaker foot? No. And then the other two, I don't really feel that we need to. He's got a weak left foot, so turn him on to his left foot. And if he is the furthest forward, we might type mark him. No, we just turn him onto his left foot. He's a wanderer, so I don't really want to type mark him. This is the boy we should be type marking. Left foot and type mark him. Left foot and type mark him. And then we're ready to rock and roll. Now, this is a game we could very easily lose. It is a team, again, that are way below us. So with that extra space, you need a good right hand. The two really good players that you want are in centre mid. If you've got 2 really good players in centre mid, then you have got the basis of this tactic. The better players you get, of course, the better it's going to be. We're on a good run. Let's go out and let's keep it going, boys. We are the home team. I wonder, yeah, we should be positive. And Mansfield have started the better, but that's probably because they had the kickoff. But it is going to be... He is a good set-piece taker as well, Aaron Lewis. I have to watch him. I wonder if I have to tight mark him. I have to put someone on him. He's a very good player for this level, of course. And we have not been in the game very much. We're still dominating possession, as we should be. But Mansfield are taking us apart. And it really is interesting that it's another team who are, well, they're not down the bottom. They are actually a good team. And maybe I should go to a more balanced approach. Just give them a little bit more respect. And we are kind of 50-50. It's all very even here. But this is a game we could easily lose. It could come off the rails here. I'm just... go on, you've got to close that down. Go on, well done. So if we can look at this. This is a counter-attack. Able to nurse him through the rest of the match. Randall's playing on the wing and he has a pulled groin. He's not going to be able to run, is he? Let's substitute him. Now this is a counter-attack. It's not showing it. What normally happens is that any build-up starts on this side of the pitch and then it moves across and then you suddenly find you've got a 3-on-2 over here. But it's not. This is a counter-attack. So it's not actually showing it at the moment. But having that winger on a support duty, he still gets to the byline. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So if we look at what's going on now, you've got 1, 2, 3 players now against 2 over here. And all it's going to take is for somebody intelligent in the middle of the pitch to switch the ball over there. Now, the other thing that they can do is that the opposition often see there is an overlap over here. So they will start ferrying bodies across to cover it. And in which case, this winger and the forward have an overlap on this side. And so the intelligence of the centre mid players is what really counts. And that's what's happened this time. They've gone the other way. Oh, my lord. So we're actually starting to dominate this game now. And that's kind of how it works, Ben. And it's because that space is created on the right-hand side. You can actually go the other way as well. And if you've got intelligent players in the middle of the field, they will take advantage of that. The only problem is that you've got to have also a very good defence because they can be isolated at times, and your defence needs to defend very well. I'm a little concerned about having the line so high against a team as good as Mansfield, but we're coping at the moment. And this is working down the right, which is not where it normally starts. But again, we've got a spare man over there, and there's the goal. And that was because we had like this attacking mid on this side. If we look at what happens here, because the attacking mid is asymmetric, he's right in the pocket of the winger. So you've got this guy who is the attacking mid, previously was a shadow striker. He's right in the pocket of the winger. He's right with him all the time. And he's waiting, picks up the ball now. And bang. And so this is an old tactic. I've got McGoldrick injured as well now, have I? Good Lord. I think we have to take him off then as well. Maybe we'll wait till half-time, see what's happening with him. So this is a tactic that I came up with almost a year ago, 9 months ago. It's been a very successful tactic. I've had trouble adapting it to FM24, but now having worked on it a little bit, I'm very happy with it. This is my style of play. This is how I like to play. And we have gone 2-0 up. Lucky I didn't take him off. And yeah, I love it. It works. And it is, for me, it feels like flattery is always the most, what is it? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. And I don't know where Zealand has seen it. He might have seen somebody using it who's watched my tutorial. He may not be aware that I've been doing it. But imitation always is the most sincere form of flattery. And McGoldrick is injured, is he? What's wrong with him? Does it say? Potential lower leg injury. I don't want him on the pitch if he's injured. So that's 2 subs I've had to use at different times. The next time it has to be 3. But we've taken them apart. And that puts us into second place. We're 6 points behind Stockport, though. Yeah, I mean, we haven't actually seen it yet, Ben, the overload in action. You'd probably see it if we were in full highlights. Both goals have been counterattacks that have started down the right, which has been a little bit unfortunate. But the one thing that worries me about FM24 is how teams suddenly become much better teams in the second half. They're dreadful. Most teams are dreadful in the first half, but they become absolutely amazing teams in the second half. I'll wait until this set piece is done, and then I'll make my changes. Oh, 3-0. 3-0, and we have taken them apart. Mansfield are a good team, and we've taken them apart. No, I just did a video on it, Ben. It's my most viewed video. It got, at the moment, it's got nearly 15,000 views. I think some people have tested it on. It has got around. And I think some people have tested it. The word that I get is that it's amazing, that it just works. How many subs can I use now? Have I got any? Complacent? What is going on here, Palmer? Complacent? Well, you can sit on the bench if you're complacent. A lot of players are complacent here. He's on a yellow card, so so we have beaten Mansfield fairly comfortably here. And I think I've got this team working quite nicely now. I think the passing style is good. The lines are working better by pushing right up. They're able to, here's the goal, that's the consolation coming, is, oh, hit the post. Oh, what a save. What a save. I think we've got this team working nicely at the moment. And I think everything is looking good in the garden. I do need to make some signings. I don't know. I'm FM24 also. When it was when I did my West Ham save, I got given money before the transfer window. Maybe that will continue. I don't know. But we have taken Mansfield apart. And what I want to do, we'll have a look at that, Ben. We'll have a look at this goal, Ben, and we'll just analyse this. It starts down the left. And I've got the two, these are the two centre mids. They're just controlling things in here. And so it always really starts down the left. It goes to the left, and now it's going to come across. If I switch out, I've got a 2-on-1 here, and I've also a 3-on-2. So it only takes this guy to have a little bit of intelligence now. Feed it through here. I've got a 3-on-2 or a 2-on-1. We got to score. And that's exactly what happens. And this is how this tactic works. Simple. We got a 3-on-2 there. And bang. We're 4-0 up. And when it's working well, that's what you'll see. And it's just so effective. At the moment, the high line is new, Ben, for this save. Normally, I would play with there's two systems. There's a high press and a low block. The low block I've used successfully in Europe for bigger teams, and the high press is just the. We are 5-0 up now. What? I don't believe this. Oh yeah, you just enjoy yourself, son. 5-0. So there's two systems, the low block and the high press. And normally the line for the high press is just a higher line. Using a much higher one is new. But I decided to do that because I wanted them to focus on their passing. And this short passing that they're doing, if they're squeezed together, there's a ton of bodies in here, which means that we can get our passes off. Looking at the pass map down the bottom here, we have a ton of bodies in this short area of the pitch. What's surprising is that we are not playing very much down the middle. And this guy is more involved than perhaps the DLP, who's slightly more advanced than the centre mid. That's because he's on a support duty, and he has license to go wherever he wants, and so he does tend to push higher up the pitch, which probably means if he was in a defensive role, he'd probably stay around here, closer to him, which would mean that we'd be using the centre of the pitch more. But we're going wide, and we're starting here is where most of our possession is, and then it's being switched, and then you see what happens when it gets switched. We have a 3-on-2. That's a 5-0. That's about as good a win as you're likely to have this season, boys. And we have now gone up to second place, 3 points clear of Grimsby. Stockport are going to be hard to hunt down, but not worried at the moment. They will have their tough time, and they will go into a tough time, Stockport. We've got to be ready. Randall has a pulled groin. We've got to hope that... Baldwin from centre-back, 2 goals. He's not happy because he wants to leave. Can't get his morale up. Left it at the moment, Ben, because I've been really busy with saves, and I'm working on a new format, a new save as well. I actually just leave the set pieces to my set piece coach. He's doing a very good job. And let's have a look at what we're doing in terms of the stats, in terms of set pieces. Goals from... where is it? Cross completion, goals from corners. We've scored 2. It's not great. Goals from direct free kicks, we are top. And, well, near enough top, second equal. Goals from indirect free kicks. We're doing better on indirect free kicks than corners. So maybe that should be telling me focus a little bit more on corners. I'm just leaving it to the set piece coach. He's having a good time. I don't seem to have any problems with it. I think as long as you have a good set piece taker and a good set piece coach. The season I did at West Ham, Ben, it was really interesting. I had Ward Prowse as my set piece taker at West Ham, and then I had a set piece coach who had 19 for set pieces. West Ham in that season scored 35 set piece goals. I think all you need is a good set piece taker and a good coach, and then you're going to score goals. Let him do what he wants to do. I think it's a good addition to the game because it looks prettier. Some of the goals are good. And also, I think at some point I will do a deep dive in there and add new things to it and try things out. But there's time. It's not causing me problems by leaving it to the set piece coach at the moment. So yeah, I kind of I like the new set piece stuff. In terms of the schedule, what we got here, we do have a week's break, so that's good. We don't need to rest them. Stockport, they are going to be a tough team to knock off the top. But all we can do is keep winning. Gillingham 15th in the next game. Just keep winning, and then Stockport will falter at some point. I'd like to think that I didn't think this team was capable of getting promoted. I was really concerned about the board vision, gain automatic promotion. But now that I've watched them a while and how they've settled into this passing, this way of passing that they do, I think we'll skip the draw and just find out who we've got. Tranmere. Oh, they've already beaten us this season. That's lovely, isn't it? There's a couple of things that I have problems with. The number of injuries, the goalkeepers in particular. But there is a video coming out on that with regard to injuries. The overall injuries that are happening in the game are about right. They're probably just above the line, the average line for injuries in the game. And I've downloaded stuff, real life data to get these to get this. So injuries it's about right, I guess. But goalkeepers, and everybody previously had 2 goalkeepers in their squad. Like, I was no different. Like, put 2 goalkeepers in your squad and then you just off you go. But if you go into the squads in the Premier League, you'll find that all the top teams in the Premier League, in fact, all the teams in the Premier League, in their squad, they have at least 4 goalkeepers. And some of them have 5 goalkeepers in their squad. And so I think FM has just got up to speed with what's happening in the Premier League. It's not unusual to have 5 goalkeepers in your squad. You do have to have a lot of goalkeepers. And the only problem that I'm having with it is that if you look at the current injuries and the overall injuries for goalkeepers over a season, at the moment, only 2 goalkeepers in the Premier League are injured. Well, in FM, everybody's got 3 goalkeepers who are injured. So it's slightly out in terms of goalkeeper injuries. Yes, you need a lot of goalkeepers, but I think they've got the injury ratio a little bit wrong. And the other thing that is really annoying me is the happiness, this dynamics. I'm a bit worried about going to the barbers and having a haircut because some of these players will get in a strop and want to leave. It's like, oh my goodness me, 8 weeks. It is a little bit, I don't know, the player unhappiness is a bit over the top. They get unhappy at the silliest things, and then they will hold on to it. Like, getting upset at a team talk is complete nonsense. Yeah, okay, some of the team talks are going to upset them. It's going to, some of the things that they hear are not going to be what they want to hear. But they're not going to hold a grudge for 4 months and threaten you unless you get your team talks right. I'm leaving. That's a bit ridiculous. Do I want to do that? He seemed to have accepted it. Both of them have accepted it, which is good news. So those are the only two things that FM24 has got on my nerves a little bit with. I'm struggling to work out how to beat teams at the bottom of the league, but I think I'm getting there. And the other stuff I really like. I love the graphics. I love some of the goals that are being scored. He would be useful. Scout him. Good form. 23 years old, exceptional player. If Baldwin leaves, I'll sell him and buy this player. He looks very, very good. Very, very good. Where was he? Let's put him. Have I got him on the short list? He looks very, very good for this level. We need to keep an eye on him. I like the look of him. And if Baldwin does get sold, yeah, there are a lot of annoying things. Andy, I don't know if you're still there. Does anything annoy you? I mean, I guess you're playing at the moment. Does anything annoy you particularly still about FM? Or are you just remaining very calm about it? See, he's not fit. But we can put Austin on the wing there. He's not the greatest of replacements, but he will do. Jody Jones is just not fit. Tipton is injured as well. So Rowlingson needs to come in again. And that looks like a decent enough team to me. Jody Jones is not fit enough. Might get 45 minutes. Do you guys actually listen to your assistant manager as well? I actually lean on my assistant manager a lot, and when he does the team selection, I will go through this quite a bit. And I have been a manager all my life in various jobs, and I've always appreciated having a really good assistant. Making decisions on your own is never very pleasant, and I've always appreciated having an assistant, somebody that can advise me and what's this? Oh, this is coaching courses. And so, yeah, I always listen to the assistant manager. I may not actually take on board what he says, but I actually read what he says. I'm just curious, do you guys actually do the same? Do you actually read what the assistant manager says? Nemon, he needs a good game, actually. He's due a good game, Nemon. He's playing really well at the moment, isn't he? Let's plays his recent form. Let's see how he goes with that. Yeah, he's happy with that. He has been playing very well. I know, it's like players getting worn out halfway through the first half. I haven't seen that a lot, Andy. Haven't seen that a lot. That's an interesting one to keep an eye on. I haven't seen players getting worn out. I don't think I have. I've seen players obviously getting injured, but that's an interesting one. Most of these boys are responding well to the criticism. Baldwin. I don't want to criticize him because he wants to leave, and I'll only upset him even further. Oh. Who are we playing? Gillingham, isn't it? Yeah, I kind of like, until I really know the team, I tend to rely on the assistant. And at the moment, it's still early days. Of course, I'm starting to know this team, but I still lean on him a heck of a lot. Um, for example, I know that McGoldrick is a first teamer. I know that Langstaff is a first teamer, the two centre backs. So there's still some positions that I'm not that great on. So sometimes I lean on him a lot. He still wants Jody Jones in. See, I'm reading that he wants to change it, but he's not fit enough. And so it's not happening. We do want to go to balance because we're away. But I don't want to play with a lower line of engagement. I want to continue doing what we're doing. And I want to continue putting pressure on them high up the pitch. It's going to come unstuck at some point. But whilst we are in this form, I want to just continue to keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, if you keep going and do what you did last time, you're going to play very well indeed. I can't argue with that. Let's go to the opposition instructions, see what we got here. They're going to sit back, aren't they? So I want to close him down left foot. These teams that sit back, I don't like them. Scott Malone, close him down right foot. So we'll stop them coming out. And then these two midfielders, these are the boys that we need to stop. So left foot for him. He's not that dangerous. Left foot. Johnny Williams is more dangerous. Good passer of the ball. So we'll left foot him and tight mark him. Tight mark him and left foot. And then I think we should be okay with the two strikers. Bon is the wanderer, so don't really want to do anything with him. And maybe just turn him onto his left foot again. They've got a lot of left-footed players in the team. And interesting seeing only sign him as a last resort, which means he's probably not a very good player, which means probably we should just tight mark him and just make sure we don't give him any space. Well, we should have players who can do that. So let's go out there, have a good game against Gillingham. Let's keep this run going, boys. Who are Stockport playing as a matter of interest? They're already 1-0 up against Grimsby. Grimsby are a good team. But they're already 1-0 up. Gillingham are winning this game. Of course they are, because they're lower than us in the league. We struggle against these teams. I think maybe I need to go positive and try and take the game to them a little bit. Nicely done, Penny. Nicely done. Now then, patient, patience, patient. At some point, I'm going to get criticised as well for this style of play. This controlled possession, patient stuff. And there it is. I mean, like, I do not know how to beat teams who are at the bottom of the league. It's like, it's unbelievable. This is the work the space skin, Ben. I'm using it as a temporary measure, but I'm actually getting to quite like it. The only problem is I can't have the table up on the iPad here. And we are being beaten once again by a team that are bottom of the league. This does not make any sense to me at all. We've not created anything. And that's the way it goes, I guess. The FM needs to sort this out. Like, we're beating teams at the top easy, but look, we cannot create anything against a team that we are infinitely better than. Okay, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go attacking. I'm going to put my fullbacks on attack. Got to get more bodies forward, I guess. Oy. And Penny can go. He's already on attack. And Namone can go on to an attacking. I really have no idea what I'm doing now. I'm going to reduce the lines back a little bit, try and pull them out. Why, oh why, oh why? What is this? Why can't I go to the tactics screen? Right, now go to tactics, please. And we will go to a mid-block, perhaps. Just pull the line back a little bit. Go to a mid-block. And press them, try and get them to... If this isn't working, we've got to try something different. We'll be more expressive. Come on, what is wrong with the game? It won't let me change the things now. So, I don't know. We have just not created anything. It's a team that we should easily be beating. And once again, this is the challenge that I have this year. What was that? Everybody, once again, is playing badly. And this is the challenge that I have. How do I play against these teams? And it happens time and time and time again. Let's go very attacking. I still haven't had a shot on goal yet. We'll shout at them. Hey, fam, how you doing, mate? I really don't know how to do this. Oh, finally we're back in the game. Let's go back to attacking. Very attacking is a little bit too much. And maybe it is just get bodies into the box. Throw bodies forward. Try using 14 players. I might have to, Andy. Just cheat and put 14 players on the pitch. But I just don't understand why we find it so difficult. And look how much they've dominated the game. They have absolutely hammered us. And why do they suddenly become this good? Is it because teams want to beat us and up their game against us, but they don't seem to do? Or is it that we are just playing dreadfully like that? And then they're in again. They've scored again. Oh, what is it? Yeah, you might well throw your arms around. You're absolutely shocking. It's up front again that we've played badly. It was a 6.3. Penny is having an absolute nightmare on this side. And who else? 6.4 for Austin. Jody Jones can come in there now. 6.4 for McGoldrick. 6.6 for Palmer. Bostock is a 6 point goalkeeper. That's it. It's the goalkeeper, isn't it? Yeah, it's the goalkeeper. Of course. Oh, this is terrible. I hate these games. I really hate playing these games. Give me Manchester City. We'll beat Manchester City. We've beaten everybody from leagues above us in the Carabao Cup. But we cannot beat teams who are worse than us. And it's every single time. Although I did beat Barrow. It's every single time. Oh, 2-2. Defend a little better. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and hold on to this. So we're going to come back to positive, and I'm going to put this fullback on support. He's going to go on a defend duty, and I want those three attacking down the right. So, oh, it's been disallowed. You cannot be serious. It's been disallowed. The game's winding me up. I'm just going to remain calm. The game's trying to wind me up. So just remain calm. If it's a game we've got to lose, it's a game we've got to lose. They're just playing out of their skins, aren't they? They've never played football like this, Gillingham. And they've just decided today is the day we are going to play like Barcelona. I think what I might do is up the passing distance a little bit in a minute. Oh, that is dreadful. Is he offside? He's miles offside. We're not going to be given that one either. That's miles offside. The referee's walking away. He was standing there miles offside. It's been given. Let's stop this. He's miles offside. He plays the ball onto this player. He's got to be offside. Yeah. He's miles offside and it's been given. What? We've been given one there. The formation is defense. They are sitting back. You can see how compact they are. But I'm guessing they are playing quite direct. And that maybe it's the line. I'm going to maybe pull my line back a little bit. And then what I might do is up my passing distance a little bit. But why, if this is so effective, why suddenly have they become so good at it? Why have they not been playing very well with it previously? And they have beaten us easily. We have had a better shots on target ratio, but they've beaten us quite easily. There's going to be one more highlight. Let's hope that it's not going to go for Gillingham, which is what I fear, knowing this game as I do. Sometimes I wish I didn't know this game very well. I was new to the game, because you just get a sense you know what's going to happen. But you never know what's going to happen. Come on, boys, we've got this. Let's get this winner. And we have got the winner. So all those changes in the end worked. Let's drop them a little bit of encouragement. All those changes in the end worked. And it actually, if you do play in full match, it is a lot easier than key highlights. I don't know how we've done that, Ben, but somehow I don't know why I worry. I live every minute of every game, fam. That's why I worry. People have told me in the past you could be a manager in real life. There is no way I could be a manager in real life. I would be insane within a few weeks. I live every second. That was a good comeback. In all fairness, it was a good comeback. But we've got to solve this problem. And especially as Stockport are just knocking teams over without any problem at all. There's a gap opening up, a 5 point gap between the top two. We are still 6 points behind. But there is a gap opening up below. So that's pretty good. I don't know how we got away with that, but we got away with it. This is Aaron Lewis, isn't it? I like him and he can also play in midfield as well. I like him as a player. He's aggressive, as I remember. He's very aggressive. Gets himself into trouble. He has a competitive streak, I think. Poor intelligence, but this is low level. Inconsistent with... Actually, he's not that bad when presented with chances. But good set piece taker. I like Aaron Lewis. I think he's a very good player. I can put him on the short list. I don't know if we're going to be able to afford him. But I would like... certainly would be interested in buying him. For me, he's a good player. Good left back. In the transfer budget, 37,000. My problem is the wage budget. My committed spending is 59,242. I'm spending at the moment, so that gives me, what is it, £800. might be able to bring in one player, but I have two players who are wanting to leave. And they are also worth a lot of money. One of them I don't particularly want to leave, Baldwin. He's playing very, very well. But he's worth 110,000. And his salary is 1.5k. That would be useful money if he has to leave. If somebody comes in with 110, I have to sell him. That's what I've agreed with him. And then Chickson also wants to leave. He's only worth 60k. He's 32 years old now. Not playing particularly well. He's a backup. 60k for him, 1.2 in wages. Then it would mean that Aaron Lewis could come in. If we can get 60k for him, I think we could bring Aaron Lewis in. Do I need to rest the team? Probably. A couple of tired players in there. And so, yeah, I think... oh, boy, that was a good win. So, in terms of... but there's a long way to go to the transfer window yet. We just got to see our way through to Christmas and then see if Baldwin leaves, if Chickson leaves. And hopefully... Fum, don't know why you worry. I just live every game, Fum. I don't know. I don't know why I play this game. It does my head in sometimes. I'm like, I question myself sometimes. Do I actually really enjoy this? Or do I play to punish myself? I don't really want to be playing Macari as a centre-back, do I? He's not... How tall is he? 6 foot. He's decent for this level as a centre-back. He's got a lot of potential, this boy. He is. I value him as a right-back. I don't know why I'd want to drop Baldwin at this point in time. Doesn't make any sense. Is he saying it's pace? He's saying that he's got a fair amount of pace, and that's what needed against... who are we playing? Newport. Are they a particularly pacey team? Is that what he's saying? That's why I'd like think about They're not particularly pacey. But are they going to be playing balls over the top? There's another team. They look like they're going to sit back, don't they? Maybe play direct. Let's have a look at how they're going to play. Yeah, direct. So maybe the line is going to be, the line is too high for a team that's going to play direct. And maybe if we pull the line back a little bit and then put Macari in there, I also would want to step up more to compress the midfield. So then we could put Macari in at centre-back because he does have the pace to deal with that. That wouldn't be a bad plan, actually. So put him in there and put him on cover. And then Bowden has the DM. Yeah, it's about time Bowden had a game. Crowley on the wing. He's making some changes here, isn't he? I didn't know that Crowley could play on the wing. He can't. He's not a right winger. He can play there. That's interesting. It's just not showing up in his... He can play there. But Namain is playing well. So I don't really feel like I want to do that. But I do want Crowley to play instead of McGoldrick. McGoldrick needs a rest. So I do want Crowley. If I can find him. Ah, there he is. He can come in for McGoldrick, because I don't think McGoldrick's playing that well. Jody Jones can finally play. Get himself fit. And we'll worry about then Palmer and Bostock. I'll agree that Bowden needs a game. And the other guy who's getting a little bit upset about his playing time is Tom Pett. So we'll give him a game as well. Let's rotate this team a little bit. McGoldrick. Yeah, he's been around for years. He has, hasn't he, McGoldrick? And we've brought in a new performance analyst. I don't know why I ever clicked that button, asked to recommend a signing. I've never seen any of them actually recommend a signing. This is a game, again, we should be winning. But if they are going to... That's another thing, is they're going to sit back again. Maybe we should be... What's this? He's obviously not that big a deal. Capron is a centre-back. 23 years old. Superb signing for the future. These are good players to buy at this level. Let's pop him on the... he's already on. He's got no attributes whatsoever, but they're good players to have at this level. Like Tipton. Tipton doesn't look like he's a very good player at all, but he does a good job for some reason. No, Brian, showing no improvement. Okay. And then, okay, we'll do that. Burjami, who is a very good player, unfortunately, though, is out for about 1.5 years still. Another year. He's been out for 4 months already. Tipton, back in a week. He is a useful player, Tipton. Even though his attributes don't say that he is. Those two are hoping to leave in the winter. Let's do a save. Because we don't want any crashes. But we need to keep going. We need to open this gap, if we can, between the top two. Yeah, I was thinking about going positive. I'm not sure about tackling harder, though. And maybe they're not going to sit back. Maybe they are just going to come at us. But I think they're going to play direct. He's got no strength or bravery, so we'll hard tackle him. And then the other fullback. Turn him onto his right foot. And two midfielders, Scott Bennett. Not very good passing. Just close him down. Close him down. And Adam Lewis must be their passer here. There he is. Tight mark him and right foot. Make sure he's on his right foot. Not pacey, but he's probably got more pace than my fullback. But I want to hard tackle him. Caban Rye, hard tackle him. Charles Lee. Not that pacey, but then neither are we. I'm just going to leave him alone. Actually, I'm going to tight mark him. Will Evans, good pace. Left foot and hard tackle. And then this geezer up top, no pace. Can't dribble, isn't very brave. Doesn't have very good work rates. Concentration isn't brilliant. Decisions are poor. He's a perfect candidate to be tight marked. Should be able to take him out of the game. And that's it. Let's see what happens in this game. For some reason, I just don't feel very optimistic against Newport. What is it? What is it about them? I worry about teams that play direct. And I'm really concerned about where the line is at the moment. And it might be a problem for us with the line so deep. We're actually playing through the middle, which is interesting. That's not something that we see often, but it's now much better spaced out. We've gone down the right. If we can take the lead, I'll feel very optimistic. I do like the graphics. The graphics are really cool. Much better than we've probably ever seen. The ball moves a lot better. I do feel that they're getting... If we look at the lines, there's a lot of space in between my lines. And if we allow them to run at us, that's not going to be really good. And where are Stockport today? Away at Crewe. I'm guessing they're going to win that game. We're totally dominating the game, though. Again, though, we're not creating chances. But we're going to get one here. Come on, Crowley. Perfect corner. And there it is. Cameron. See, my assistant wanted to drop Cameron. I can't see why he'd want to do that. And so we are a goal up. We are having a good episode today. I was like, that victory in the last game was something special. That was really cool. And if we have a look now at what's happened, Stockport have taken the lead already. No, they're still 0-0. And we've started to close the gap on them. We need to score a couple of goals now. And as they get tired, I will pick the line up. Oh, I say. Oh, I say. Well, there's not much you can do about that. You can't legislate for that. What a free kick that was. You don't see many of those in League Two. That was one heck of a free kick. Oh, we're back to 1-1, back to square one. They've actually been the better team. They've been a better team than us, despite the fact that we... actually, no, we have been the better team, but then FM's just screwing around again. Oh, what a good save. Okay, I'm going to go and pick the line up now. I don't like what I just saw. Looked stressed. And I'm going to go and pick the line up. I don't like it. I need to compress the lines. We need to keep the ball. And defenders keep going. Like what I saw. But you have the ability to win this game. Set piece goal, there's not much we can do about that. That was just like a wonder goal. We are pushing them back. So we're doing what we should be doing. It's just whether or not we can score a goal. It's the goals at the end of the day are what count. And there it is. And I don't know what Brindley from fullback. I think he has a very weak left foot. He just spanked that in with his left foot from 25 yards. And if we can come back here, boys, that would be great. He's got a very weak left foot, but he just put that away. And yeah, we're pushing the line up. We look better already. And our shots on target ratio is much better than theirs. We've got all the possession. And Langstaff is not playing very well, but that happens. And there's our own free kick. Matt Penny shows Adam Lewis that we can do it as well. 3-1. And we have recovered again. What a team this is proving to be. Giving me kittens, but they are doing the business. And we do need to make some changes, I think. Nemain is very tired. We'll just watch this highlight and then make some changes. Langstaff probably could do with a rest. He's probably tired. Bless him. We look better passing the ball when the line is higher. We look much better. And it just like compresses that space. And then the short passing finds its target. Patient now. I like the way it looks when that line is high. It's surprising that a team in League Two can play with such a high line and with such assurance in terms of passing. But in real life, they are a good passing team. They are in real life. So why not in FM? That's a good save. How do you know all this, Andy? How do you know about McGoldrick? Another corner. Let's put this away. No, not quite. Let's go and make some changes. Nemain is tired. Austin can come on here. He doesn't... Yeah, he's only a 2-star player. I thought he was better than that. I quite think... I like him. I think he's not bad. He's not a bad player. And then Murray can come up top. And who else is tired? Penny is tired, but he's having a very, very good game, but he does need to come off. Chickson can come on for a penny. My goalkeeper's not in the best form at the moment. Tom Pett He's not tired. Nobody else is really particularly tired. Jody Jones. But he needs to get fitness back. So we'll go 3 at the moment, and then we will make changes as necessary later. The days of doing all your substitutes in one go are gone. We need to actually defend a little bit better now. We'll go to balance to be a bit more defensive. Oh, what? What happened there? I'd have to slow that down about 8 times to figure out what happened there. But somehow we've managed to clear it. I think we do need to defend a little bit better, not be so gung-ho going forward. But it does look like we have put this team away as well. And Stockport are still drawing, are they? They're 0-0 with Crewe. So we will have closed the gap if it stays like that. But I don't believe it's going to stay like that. I think Stockport will win in the end. But at the moment, we are doing exceptionally well. We need to make our final 2 changes now. Cameron can come off. Rawlingson can come on for him. And Brindley. I don't have a right back. Macari can go to right back. And Cameron can stay on. Jamie Bowden is tired. Strengthen up the midfield. Used to watch the Cobblers back in the 80s when they did well in the lower leagues. Cobblers. Who are the Cobblers, Andy? Cobblers. Is that Peterborough? Who are the Cobblers? Come on, boys. Let's get another one. 3-1 isn't enough for me. I want it to be 4-1. But as long as... But I was probably going to end 3-2. Nicely done. Nicely done. I pass it around. Nice and patient. Nice and patient. A lot of the stuff we're doing is going down the right for a change. And there it is. It's 4-1. And that's about as good a victory as we can get. And it is the line. We have to keep that line high. It's helping our passing game by having the line that high. Austin just took them apart then. Lovely header from Jones at the back post. 4-1. I did not think that this team was going to be very successful when I started this save, but then that's my natural pessimism. This passing map's starting to look good now. And nice work, everyone. That was very good. Macari is complacent. And yeah, well, I mean, the results have been good today. The results have been excellent today. Notts County enjoying life with Oldman. Oldman Phil. Of course they are. Are very media shy. I'm a very shy person. I'm very, very shy overall. And look at what's been going on. This is a... Take that out. If we hadn't lost that, this would have been a phenomenal run. And I think it's now probably time to call it a day. I'm actually feeling quite hungry. I would have liked to have played one more, but we can carry on next time on Thursday. What day is it today? Tuesday. We can carry on Thursday. Are you related to Gary Oldman? I just thought that was such a good name, with the channel name being Old Man Phil, to turn it into Phil Oldman. I thought that was such a good idea, so why not? So now I'm known as Phil Oldman. So, yeah, we're going to call it a day, guys. It's good. Actually, looking at this, 37 people have come and had a look tonight. That's really cool. It's getting bigger, and I really do enjoy these. And I am enjoying life at the moment. We have had a good, we've had a few good games today, and I will see all you guys on Thursday, hopefully, when we will hopefully continue this. And we do have the Caribou Cup fourth round against Plymouth coming up. Who knows what's going to happen in that competition? So I shall see you all on Thursday, guys, where hopefully we will keep this going. And thanks for coming. Thanks all of you guys who support the channel. And it's just, I just love this. I'm loving it. Loving FM24, except for the niggly bits. And starting to learn how to get results now. We shall see you next time, guys. See you next time.